What's going on, guys? Wanted to hop on today and talk about my trade review from this morning. I took NQ short for about a $700 winner. Just wanted to walk through pretty much A to Z like I always do. Start from a clean chart, walking you through my morning plan, all the way down to my entries and exits. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Uh, First and foremost, I've been traveling the last few days since about last Thursday, so I kind of haven't been in tune with the market. But one thing that I did notice when I hopped on to the charts this morning was that this bearish daily fair value gap right here was respected yesterday, and price tapped into it and closed outside of it. So that is pretty bearish to me. So today I wanted to see how price would react at the um, low of yesterday to see if it kind of uh, wants to displace through this low or if it wants to kind of rebalance and start, just going back into this price range. So if I look on a 4 hour chart coming into this morning, the first thing that I see is from yesterday, there's this 4 hour fair value gap that opened up, and it looks to me that price was starting to just rebalance back into this range. So now that I have an area where I can expect price to reject or stall, um, I want to know if this area does hold, where could we be targeting? And that to me would be this external liquidity from yesterday, and then this morning we had some lows that could have been met as well at this 2 a.m. 4 hour candle. So now that I have my areas where price could possibly reject and then the area where we could target, I want to drop down to a 1 hour chart and see if there's anything that we could possibly see for a possible another area of rejection within the New York AM session. So the first thing that I see here is we have an internal model on a 1 hour chart for this area to reject, where we have a sweep of buy side liquidity right here inside the 1 hour chart. And then we have displacement lower below this low right here, which is a change in the state of delivery. And then we have a retest of this change in the state of delivery right here. And also notice that inside of this, like this rebalancing range, there's no real displacement back up into yesterday's range. We're kind of just consolidating and chopping. So this to me is also indicating that price could push lower coming into the New York session, especially if we start to displace lower as the market opens. Because this rebalance kind of is just, it seems low volume just from looking at it, and we also just, like I said, had this sweep of buy side liquidity and then displacement back down. So now coming into this morning, I wanted to see if price will respect this 1 hour for value gap because it opened up before market open, and although we did already meet the area of sell side liquidity from yesterday's low. For us to move back higher, I would want to see us move through this 1 hour for value gap first. So one thing that I'm looking at is if price starts to respect this 1 hour for value gap, then I could see us coming back down to these lows from this morning that were created before market open. So now I have this 1 hour for value gap for me to play off of the New York session. And if we get a reaction inside of here, I want to look for a price signature that could help us identify that price is ready to go short. So now that we have this 1 hour for value gap open, I'm dropping down into a 1 minute chart to see when price could start reacting to this. So we have, at this point, I'm just waiting. We're still a little bit before market open. So now I'm looking for an internal model. So the same thing that I'm looking for that I saw on the 1 hour chart, where we had this sweep of buy side liquidity, then a change in the state of delivery with displacement down. I'm looking for the same exact thing on a 1 minute chart. I have my area where I'm expecting price to reject, and then now it's just a waiting game of being patient and looking for the right price delivery, the right confirmations for us to take the market short. So at this point, it's 9:08. We're still kind of like in this uptrend internally, but still inside of this 1 minute or 1 hour fair value gap. So nothing to me is still like I can take this long or I can take it short. So I'm just waiting at this point. Okay, we get to move up. All right. So now at about 9:10, we have this 1 minute fair value gap ran through, and then there's also an SMT between this consolidation area right here. There's a high that was swept, and then displacement down. So now we have this 1 hour fair value gap that was ran through right here. We have the 1 minute change in the state of delivery right here. Okay. Now all I'm waiting for is to come up and have a tap inside of this change in the state of delivery, and I had my limit order set right at this change in the state of delivery. So this is pretty much, it looks to me that price is ready to go. This price signature is starting to turn bearish. So now it's just all about a waiting game. I have my limit order up here. If I get filled, I get filled. If I don't, and the price just moves without me, that'll be okay. So at this point, I'm thinking like, all right, well, we're starting to respect these 1 minute fair value gaps, but I'm still not entering because this price is in a discount and I want to enter into a premium because it's just better risk to reward. So I'm still waiting. And then we start to get a move back up, like right before market open. Okay. We get the tap of the change in the state of delivery. My limit order is set right here. I have a stop loss above the swing high, the protected high right here. So I'm risking about 20 points to make 114 points. At this point right here, the market is 2 minutes from opening, and then we eventually get the move lower all the way to sell side liquidity right there. So then the other thing that I want to note is there was an SMT at this internal swing low right here where ES was able to take this low before NQ did. So I moved my stop loss to break even. So then at that point, the trade is risk free. So then it's just all about me just waiting. But that is pretty much the trade this morning. It's straightforward. All I'm looking for every single day is for me to map out my areas where I can expect price to reject or bounce, and then I'm just waiting patiently for that price signature to show up to show me that price is ready to go. Because we can be in an area of where we expect price to reject, but if the price signature isn't ready yet to roll over, then we're kind of just gambling and just being like, okay, well, I think price can reject right here, instead of just playing what's in front of you. And then the other thing that I want to note is the market is volatile right now, especially with Trump in office and tariff news constantly dropping and headlines constantly dropping. The market is fluctuating up and down and dropping hundreds of points in seconds. So you have to come into every single day at this point just recognizing that you may miss moves, and that's okay. And if you don't want to miss a move, then I suggest just scaling down and loosening your stop. So you are a part of those moves. Your risk to reward may be a little bit less, like a 1-to-1 or a 1-to-1.5 instead of a 2-to-1. But at least you're still in the move. So you got to come into this market every single day with the mindset that this market is moving fast. It's volatile. I may miss setups, but that's okay because these setups are constantly happening. And if you know what you're looking for and you're putting the time in and back testing and seeing what price signatures that you're looking for and seeing what setups offer you the best risk to reward, if you're constantly looking at those things, then when you get to the market, it becomes easier. I kind of related because I was a baseball player at one point. If you're trying to get to that next level and everyone at that next level is throwing a 90-mile-an-hour fastball, but you're only used to an 80-mile-an-hour fastball, you have to constantly practice against that 90-mile-an-hour fastball. So when you get into a game-like situation, it becomes a little bit smoother. things become easier, and you start to see things easier despite them moving fast. Like it's almost like the game and the price just starts to slow down for you. So that's pretty much it for today. This was a solid setup, solid trade. Netted about $700 on the day. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me on Instagram or drop a comment below on the in the comment section, and I'll be make sure I get to it. And until next time, good luck.